Hello, everybody. I just want you to take a look at this, and I'm showing it to you because later on tonight we're going to do our little thing. I just want everybody to be able to see all of the orange, which means yesterday. This is all of the frames or hotspots we had for yesterday. Okay, and you see all up here in Canada as well, and all the way up to Maine. Man, wow. And as you see, there's very, very few at 10:30 a.m. on 10/15/2020. There's very few hotspots. All the way to even down here in Mexico, there's very few. You see all the ones that were in Florida yesterday, which is abnormally wild. And we got one spot right here in California. Well, let's back up on that. We got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hot spots in California in one spot, which there's a fire there. There's been a fire. And Colorado, there's a few hot spots here as well. 7 there, 10 here. Now, this is where the big forest fire was. And there's only 3 there today, and ain't no new one showed up yet. That sounds a little odd. Unknown. Go up a little more. Unknown. Why are they all unknown? Okay, that one's 596 kilogram, or I can't remember the damn word. That pisses me off. Sorry. It does. I'm sorry. It just does. Just getting a little bit more old. There's 864
Calvin.
K. And some of them have got numbers on them, some of them don't. But we ain't got to go all through that. I'm just trying to get a pinpoint, just so we can see just how many there was yesterday. And as you see, there was a bunch.
All right, guys. Now, I recorded that again from this morning's video. And I couldn't remember the word. It's Calvin. I don't know why I couldn't remember it. When you take the medicine I take, it makes you forget a lot of crap at moments. And it comes back. But I just wanted to show you that. And then we're going to get into tonight, where now there's some new stuff and some more development about GOES. Talk a little bit about that too. Hold on. Okay, now we're on Google Earth. And as you see, all the yellow is gone. Now, this is just from 8 o'clock this morning. I did that first one at 8 o'clock this morning, maybe 8:30. It might have been about 8:30 this morning. And here it is now. What time is it? It is 9:13 p.m. Eastern time, my time. And as you can tell, there's a whole lot more red spots than there were to begin with this morning. And there's a whole lot less yellow spots. They've kind of disappeared. But now, the point of it is we got a bunch of them over here. Down here in Florida, It's showing a whole bunch down here, as you see. We can blow up a little more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We got 16 down here in South Florida. 17, 18, 19. We got 19 in South Florida at the present time. And we got some over here west of Tallahassee. We got 3 more. And that looks like that's about all we got. And then Georgia, all in this area, is full. Well, I wouldn't say full, but there's a bunch of them. And Alabama, Mississippi, and down here in the south of Louisiana, there is a few today, not near as many as yesterday. And up here in our normal area where we have all of the hot spots, we have a lot of precipitation and clouds in this area. We have none tonight. We got one in Tennessee, which I don't think I've seen one in Tennessee before, but maybe we have. And we got 3 in Pennsylvania. No, 4. So we got 1 there, 1 here, and 2 there. So there's 4. And the places last night that was just completely bombarded right here, all of them not there tonight. The fire went out, completely gone. There's no fire. There's nothing there. But last night, we had a whole bunch of them. You see my point? What I'm trying to say here? And Nevada, we're in the northeast corner, northwest corner of Nevada over here. And Oregon has got a big patch of red spots too. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to see that on the other map, but we're going to go to that map. But before we go there, we're going to go somewhere else. Now, we're over here on GOES-17. And they're giving us this crap now that they only run it so many hours a day. If y'all saw Dutch's video from an earlier system, but it says the cooling system. And it's getting overheated. Well, I wanted to know just how hot it got in space and how cold it got. Okay, so I looked it up. And right here, the ranges go from 200 degrees Fahrenheit on the sun side of the planet and 200 below zero in the nighttime side of the planet. Now, I'm going to be quite honest with you. If they're having a heat problem during the daylight hours, I can understand that. Okay? I can understand that they're having an issue with that at 200 degrees. But my problem is if that's the case, okay, and they shutting it down for this reason or that reason, why ain't it affecting them when it's 200 below zero? Because, see, electronics don't work no better when it's cold as is when it's hot. So if it's not working one way to keep the temperature a certain degree, it's not working in the cold either. You understand what I'm saying? It's not keeping it hot enough or keeping it warm enough to keep it running unless it's getting way too hot during the day. Okay, it's getting way hotter than 200 degrees. more like 400 degrees, and as it cools off at, at the nighttime hour, it works fine, and they can keep the temperature up that way. I don't buy that, because if it's not working one way, the temperature change is so drastic one way or the other. If it's getting that hot during the daytime, then at nighttime it's getting that cold in the opposite direction. So they should still be having a problem. That's just my take on it. Okay, that's just my take on it. It's just my opinion. I mean, I know enough about electronics. I know if you get cold enough, uh, uh, I had my ham radio, um, a ham radio and a vehicle when I was traveling countryside, uh, selling merchandise. Okay, and when it would get really, really cold, that product wouldn't come on until the vehicle warmed up enough for the temperature to get right so it would come on. I had to get it above freezing or it wouldn't work. I mean, the lights would barely come on. Some lights would come on because they were getting enough current to run a couple of lights. But all the lights and the unit itself wouldn't key up, wouldn't transmit, it wouldn't oscillate. You couldn't hear nothing because the voltages in it were all screwed up, because they wasn't letting no voltage in or out, basically, from cold. Now, a lot of y'all have also noticed with your cell phone, if you lay your cell phone on your dash of your car when you're driving down the road, even though it's cool, you'll come back and it gets too hot. Your screen is kind of dark or blacked out, and it has to sit in the shade for a few minutes and cool down before it works. Some even actually blow up. It destroys them, right? So now they're saying that they're having, this is not the page, I'm just showing you this page for the temperature itself. But over here is when they're explaining all the issues about that. And if they're true, then they got more than one problem. And it's a big joke, because I don't believe them. Because if it was true, if they were having a complete, total cooling system problem, then the cooling system would have to become a heating system in the nighttime hours to keep it from getting 200 degrees below zero. But I don't know how they're actually doing that, because 200 below zero is pretty cold. And to get something to warm up enough to keep it warm for 12 hours, that's going to be kind of hard to do, because I don't know if any of you have ever been in the cold. I've been at 20 below before, and the temperature in the house didn't get over 60 degrees, and that was pretty much with the heater running wide open. And you kind of get used to the temperature. I mean, it's a whole lot warmer in the house than it is outside, of course. But what I'm trying to say is, you could get the house much warmer than that. So if you can't get the house no warmer than that, it's only 20 below, and they're running off of DC power and running a DC heater or some kind of element to keep that product running, then how are they actually running it? How are they generating enough electricity? Now, it's just my opinion. It's going to take a lot of power, a lot of power to heat up those coils red hot and blow air around on the inside of that system to keep it warm enough to keep it from freezing up. Freezing up is as bad as heating up. You can go too cold or you can go too hot. So when they say the cooling system, Now they may have a air conditioning system in it, and it's not the freons run out of it. That may be, and the heater's working just fine. That's a possibility. That is a possibility. But what if they're not running that type of air conditioning system? I mean, a heater system. Maybe they're not running coils. Maybe they're running a system to where the cooling system is cooling in the daytime, but that same product of whatever they're using to cool and heat, one side of the freon, like a freon, an air conditioner or something to that effect, one side's cold, the outside's hot. They reverse that osmosis of that, and then the inside coil gets hot, and the outside one gets cold. You understand? In other words, like a heat pump. That's basically what it is. It's what they call a heat pump. It just changes from one to the other. And hey, my opinion is that I don't believe that it's the cooling system causing them an issue. If they're having a heating problem, it's not coming from the system itself. It's coming from something that's going bad, or the satellite itself is on its last leg. I rest my case on that. That's all I wanted to say. Okay, then we'll go over here. Okay, now we're on part of the map here, and damn, I don't know if we're gonna see nothing now in Florida or not. All right, we're gonna have to go to another map because it's not showing like I wanted it to, or like it was earlier today when I first discovered the hot spot to start with. Okay, now you see them. See them right through here? All the ones that we saw that were showing on Google Earth showing up. See them? A whole bunch of them down there in Florida. Now, we hadn't been having them down here in Florida, but now we are. I don't know what that is. Whoa. You know, we got to try one more because I'm hoping I'm not seeing what I think I'm seeing, but it looks like there's one going across the Okeechobee there. I think, well, Lake Okeechobee. Let me go see. Oh, about that ain't right. Okay, here. Let's look inside the water here. Okay, it's a cloud. Couldn't see it, but you see it now. You can see the cloud in there now. But you also see a lot more of the hot spots and a lot better. See them in there? There's bunches of them in there. There's one here too. So you see them. It's like you know them little bugs they call them no-see-ums. Little damn no-see-um gnats. Them son of a guns will drive you insane. It's like these dots. Make your brain go fry your brain. Now we're gonna do a little bit higher up. See what we got up in here. Need to move this map over a little. There we go. Let's see what we got going on here. All right, now you see them all up in Georgia, South Carolina, Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi. Holy crap. You see what I'm showing you. There's no joking about none of this. It's there. Okay. But what's confusing me is when we move up to this area, Right in here is where we've been having them all. There's clouds. We do have one spot that's showing up right there now. It just started. But see, even through all this cloud, all during the day, there hadn't been nothing show up. There's a few breaks in that cloud right in here that you should be able to see some. You see this one here, this one. You see that one, and then there's another one over here. Okay? And you see them. There's that one right there, this one, there's a couple in here. But the ones that we were seeing aren't really showing up. Let's try this one. See if we can, right in here, right in this area is where we've been seeing the biggest amount of them. Right? I'll all agree with that. Let's see if they actually come into play at any time today. And now, of course, they get real dark for the night. So we can't see them. Okay? And there's another thing that bothers me. They say they got it shut off during, that machine shut off during the daytime, but it seems to be that we're actually seeing these spots during the daytime hours. So could it be that the cooling system is working just fine for the heat, but it's not working worth a damn at night for the heat, the cold? In other words, it's freezing up at night, not working correctly at night. Because in certain things, let's go over here to Nevada or over here in this area, and I'm going to show you something. Okay. Now, this is still night vision here. We're trying to look for the hot spot. Okay. And it just, by God, ain't showing up on this at all, is it? Let's go in here on this. Get the night vision on it, or daylight. You can see the smoke over here. Maybe I'm in the wrong spot. I don't think this is it either. There it is right there. Go up here. Maybe this is it. Maybe it ain't. We'll see in just a second. Okay, let's do it under the big one. Let's get the big one going here so we can find it. There it is right there. It's New Mexico, right? See it down there? Now let's go back to our infrared and see if it's showing up red there. And it is. You can see it right there. I ain't even got to move it. It's showing up. See the big old hot spot? And then you can see the other ones. These has been there a day or two. These two. Now this one's new. Okay. That one's new. Let's go back to night vision. Now, you can see it. Now, you can see it even right here at this present time. You can see the red dot, like you can see this one up here, and you can see the one over here in California. You can see the red dot. You move that up a little bit so I can move it. And then as soon as it goes back, you see the smoke right in the afternoon. But as the day goes by in the beginning part of the morning, it's gone. No smoke. See? And then you see it again. See it? Now, it's getting dark in the afternoon. So we shouldn't see that fire. We should be seeing that fire through the whole daylight hour time. But we're only seeing the late afternoon time hours after the temperature starts to cool down. So what I'm thinking is this time, let's say from 1900 to, well, about an hour. Maybe let's go all the way to, yeah, it's about an hour. Oh no, I'm sorry. I apologize. Hold on. Looking at the wrong thing. I was looking at the date. From about 1930 UTC to about 24:31 when it gets dark. Then when it gets dark, we're still seeing it. We're still seeing the hot spots. It's still working as of that time, and I think it works at night, but I don't think it's working all of the day hours. I think it comes on around, starting to look like it comes on around the last 4 hours of daylight for that area. The last 4 hours of daylight all over, assuming this is, time changes from one side of the United States to the other. Okay, so it makes sense that it would only be coming on for part of the day because they said you're not getting the full thing at certain parts of the day. And maybe they're right because see, I don't see the fire, the flame here. I do see that one though. I don't see that one. Did that fire just start? Maybe that one just started. See, but I see that one there now, the one up here. When we go back the other way, it's not there no more. And we know that fire's been there for several days. Now we see the one in California. Maybe that's just they know it's still there. But you can see that one up there. This one here smoking, but there's two more fires there. You see them. It's been burning up there for a few days now. That one could be a brand new fire right there. I don't know that, but I still wanted to show it to you. Also wanted to talk to you about the system and let you all know all about all that because that's what's going on. And what I still don't understand, it doesn't make sense to me that in certain regions, we're still getting these hot spots and fires where we're not getting any activity of earthquakes and other things to that effect. And then they're going to show us what we're looking for. So we got to go here. Not to say that it's still not seismic at all. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, why are we getting them in places that we shouldn't be getting them at all? There's a whole cluster right through here again in Idaho and Washington. And then we got a lot of cloud cover. There's one here, got several in here. Got a lot of cloud cover through here, so we might be missing a whole bunch in there. Okay, the only way to know that is to go back to Google Earth, and I think we showed that. There is one that popped in there, and I think there's one right there and right there. But there's the cloud cover is so so hoppy. See, what I don't understand is they say that some of the imagery is cut off, but on this particular map, through all day and even into the new starting part of the night, it's still there. It just don't make somebody's stuff don't make sense. All they done was make it more confusing than what it was to begin with. Okay? And all of you seen how many spots I found last night. I mean, they're crazy. All of those spots that I showed you this morning was what we were seeing last night. And you can go watch last night's video. That's just like these down here in Florida now. Guys, that's crazy. It's crazy. Got them all up here in this part of Florida. Let's actually go down to one more level. Dog it. Okay, now we're back into Florida on this one spot. And you can see just how rapid that stuff is. One stick rent, there you go. See them all? That's in Florida. And, you know, we checked them out last night. In fact, hold on. Okay, we're back over here on Google Earth. I wanted to come over here. There's a hot spot just below this. I'm looking to see what the hell this is. They won't let us look at that. Ain't that nice of them? Okay, let's go back up here. There's no street image for this. Ain't that crazy? Huh. That's weird. But I thought that was a tank, but I don't think it is. That's not a tank. thought when I saw this, I thought it was thermal, but I'm thinking no now, because I thought that looks like a switching station, but that looks like it's bringing power in to run that machine. So they wouldn't be doing that. They'd be sending power out. But you see the hotspot. You see what I'm saying? Up to this one right here, it's all been farmland the whole time. Man, we got this thing all turned upside down now. Lake Okeechobee. But you see, it's all farmland. Oh, wait a minute. Now, did they get their fire mark off? That wouldn't be showing fire there. These images can't be from now. But they are burning off the field right now. Both spots there and there. But they're not doing it here. There's no smoke in this area. And on top of that, they wouldn't be showing smoke in this area. Not for, they wouldn't be live. These could be new just to show you where they're at. But the photo of this Google Earth is not updated satellite every day. It's just not. Can't be. I mean, Google drives around and takes a lot of photos for street viewing and all that stuff. They do it monthly now, but as far as this, nah, this is coming from satellite. They're not taking these pictures from satellite that much quick. But my point of it is why are we getting all of these hot spots in the areas that we're getting them? Like all of these right now. And all down in Florida, we're getting all of these. But up here, this is not being reported. Not like it was being reported yesterday. There is one here that says yesterday it's 507 Kelvin. You see my point? And now, okay, it is showing the ones up further in Missouri. Unknown. We clicked on it, it showed a whole bunch of them, but it still says unknown. Okay, well, it's unknown. We can't do nothing about that now, can we? Brunswick? I don't know what that is. Some sort of factory. Farm. Not a farm. Some kind of chemical plant. Farming, more than likely. The reason why I say that is because it has a rail car, a rail coming to it, and a rail inward inlet, and they got water. Hell, I thought that was a road a minute ago. But that is not. That is a river. So they got water inlets too to that, whatever it is. Some kind of factory going on in there. But hey, you see it. See all of them over here to the red, all of them up here to the red, and all of these that are red that we can't see tonight because of the big old cold front that's moved in through this area. So why is it changing so rapidly? And just because there's a cold front here, why is Missouri, that's been showing up the most for days, not showing up at all tonight, even on Google Earth? Now, I can understand if it was showing up on Google Earth and clouds was covering up, we couldn't see it on the other map. But why, just because it's cloudy and maybe a little rainy, why are we not seeing them in that area now? Does that make sense to y'all? I mean, it's still showing up over here. Okay, there's still red dots, and that front comes down through this area. So you see the cold front coming down through this area right here, right through the areas. We can't see up in here because of all the clouds. I mean, we see a few, but we can't see as many as Google Earth is telling us. But right here tonight, where we've been seeing them for all of this time, we're not got none there now. And Florida, that didn't show none for the last 2 or 3 days, is getting worse every day. Today, there's more today than there was the first time we saw one in Florida up here a week ago. Now we got crap loads of them in South Florida and 3 or 4 of them up here in North Florida. It's just, it's crazy. And then they come up with a story, some kind of gizmo to make us believe whatever, some disclaimer thing to say this, that, and another. But yet, that don't make sense because the hot spots are showing up all during the daytime and at night. Something just don't sound right, does it? Do y'all believe it? I don't. Maybe y'all do. I'm skeptical for sure. No doubt about that. I'm skeptical. So it is what it is. There ain't nothing I can do about it. Ain't nothing I can say about it. It is what it is, and it's gonna be that way. And there ain't nothing I can do about it. Nah, and I don't think nobody else can either. Why is this thing giving me that so far away map? Man, every time I go to this, it's, man, that's way off. Okay. Now you see the cold front coming down through. You're not going to be able to see fires in here. Maybe some of them, like that one and this one. You can see some of them down here in Florida. So we got cloud cover down there, and you got to be right in that area right there during the daytime to be able to see that. And the other ones, it's just too far away. Let's do one more thing. Let's do the little once through tonight, see what's going on with this. This is the long wave IR infrared. Let's just see if it shows up any of our mysteriously changed lines, and as you can see, nothing showing up on the map tonight. Nothing. But we did check it, did we not? Yes, we did. And generally, you see how fast this, and that front's moving. It's going to be cold. It's going to get, Dutch is getting cold right now. Fixing to. He might even get some snow if it keeps on doing that. That's a good call, Arctic little blast right there coming down. But hey, I just wanted y'all to see what I seen, and you know why they're showing. I want to know why they're showing up in Florida. I understand why they're up here. Why they're actually almost following this jet stream coming down, going back up, and then coming back down and going up. I understand that part. What I don't understand is why they in Florida. Why are they up here a couple of days ago, up here in uh, uh, man, I'm getting crazy. And down here in Texas, Mexico. They were down here in Mexico, all in this area right here, all in this area, and up here in Canada, out in this area. Down here in Florida, up in this area of Canada, and down here in Mexico, in just about that same area. There was a few down here on this thing too the other day. Those two spots, this spot in Florida. And we know why they would be in Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina, and North Carolina. Because the new Madrid fault seismic zone would be in that area. Okay, and we understand that. Why aren't they in these other places? What's causing that? That's all I got for you tonight, guys. I mean, I'm confused about why they're there. I understand why they're in the other places. I understand about the earthquakes. Florida had no earthquakes. We have had some earthquakes in here, not in Florida, not yet. And if one of them damn things get close enough to me that ain't 300 miles away, I'm going to drive and find it. But I got to get one close enough. I ain't going to drive no 200 miles and not find something. It'd be gone by the time I get there. But if it was one of them, let's just go back to Google Earth here a minute. If we can get one within this area right here that I can get to within maybe an hour, hopefully it'll still be there. I'm gonna drive to it, see. Well, damn, there's two in Valdosta. That's not that far from me, guys. I mean, it's still a good ways. There's somebody that lives over there that I know. His name's Billy. Mr. Too Tough. He lives off over here in this area, and that's really nothing but farmland out here. Both of those hot spots. Huh. Yeah, I know that right. All 41. Yeah, that's not that too terribly far from me. Now, I didn't see that one earlier today. That one must have just come up because it's real red. Not showing nothing. Let's do this. 470 Kelvin. Unknown. So probably just one. Man, are they still fracking up? Looks like a fracking field. Don't see no equipment. You definitely see little mounds when they got roads going to them. Wow, guys. Not sure what this is, but now that's crazy. You know, if it was stretched out like that and it was, just plain old dirt roads, and those little open spots were little cabin areas, I would think it was a hunting lodge. Still think that's what it is. And they're using it for that now, but it looks as at one time they might have been using that for something else. And there's a road through there. Where's that? It could be one other thing. It could be a timber track. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Them little spots aren't mounds. Looks like it's been where some kid's been jumping out with their dad's four-wheeler or maybe their own four-wheeler, or a bunch of kids hanging out, using all them dirt roads to play on, go hunting. Ain't gonna be no fishing out there, but at least some hunting. See all this right here looks like fresh planted timber. That's what it is, guys. It's a timber tract. Those are bigger trees than over here. Them are fresh planted. Okay. So those openings are just clearing. So that's where they load and unload. They cut down a bunch of timber. They drag it to that area. And they pile them on the trucks, and then they drive out the roads that they make. That's what that is. Okay, so it ain't a fracking. It's not a fracking plot, even though it looked like one. But that's just where they went in and drove in. You can see how much lower, looks like grass, lower it is here than it is over here. So some of the trees they ain't got to yet. You can see it out here too. See all the taller trees, and you got some here that are smaller, and over here they just replanted, and those they go through like they change pine trees down here. They got them to where they can harvest them like in 18 or 20 years now. Back in the day, they have to live 100 years to get as big as they do now, but they don't have to go that long. They've geoengineered them, and they replant them. They cut them down and they replant. So that's basically what I'm seeing now. All right. If that stays red in the morning when I get up, I may take a trip. Or if I get one somewhere else closer, but not much further than that, because that's about 90 miles from me. I don't mind driving 100 miles. I can get there pretty quick in 100 miles. I ain't going much further than that. But anyway, I get one that close again tomorrow, and that one's gone, which I'm sure it's going to be, because everything else has been disappeared. There's one that close. I'm going to check it out. So if you don't hear from me for a little while, you know why, because I'm going to check it out. So much love to y'all, and from my cold dead hands, and I damn well mean it. Abolish corporate greed for your freedoms. Corporate greed is destroying your free speech. If you can't speak freely, what are you? I'm asking. You know the answer? Leave it in the comment section. You know what you are. You're a slave. Much love to y'all. Y'all have a good one now. Much love. Talk to you soon.